What's up, homies? So this is what hopefully what the HMSK Scalpel V4 will look like. So let's just go over the handle first. This is important, this lip at the front. Hopefully we can get those kind of features in there. Like that. I want it ribbed on the spine and the belly, but these will have to probably be increased thickness, like 3mm. I like the nodules. They're very, very cool. And that should add strength and grip. I mean grip mostly. It was a very difficult profile to actually create on the program. And as you can see, a little nodule that sticks out from the rear. And the dimensions are pretty much all identical in terms of length and thickness, but when it comes to, let's see, I forgot how to hide here we go. The blade itself, how do I, yeah. So everything is pretty much the same, except what I've done is I've made the blade taller and wider, basically wider by 1mm on the top and the bottom. So it's a less narrower blade than before, which will make it easier to grind. And that's really the main. So V4 will be out of AEBL, and it'll have a taller, like a wider blade, I mean. So bigger shoulders. And then we have the injection molded handle. Those won't be gray, everything will be black. I mean, the thing is you can do any color, orange, whatever. The beauty of this, of course, is that the guy who does the injection molding, you can do, it's 10 to 100 times faster to do this kind of handle. And the nice thing with this, of course, is that we have it's easier to clean. It looks very professional, very grippy. It's a rubberized type of plastic that they use on the belt on end handles. I don't know if you know what that is. And that's really all there is to that. I think the only changes that may occur from this design will be the thickness of these, and then the width of these ribbings. They might need to be a bit bigger. So that's the Scalpel V4, roughly what it may look like when all is said and done. And you see there's also a little swelling here in the middle, which is kind of neat. So there it is. And this is the Bowie kind of boot knife EDC that I had in mind in full steel. Mind you, it's 20 centimeters overall length and 3.5 in thickness. I don't like sharpening choils because they snag on things and they really substantially reduce. They actually effectively reduce how much blade you have and where the blade starts from your palm or finger. So I'm going to avoid a sharpening choil. And then there will be the option of having like a sharpened clip point. And of course, so the idea here is that it's a very utilitarian kind of overall EDC blade. You can do a wrapped handle. You got all these pinholes here to do scales if you want to. And the Bowie clip, kind of this design with a Bowie, it's very, very stabby in some regards. In some ways it's actually even more like penetrative than dagger style blades. So but this is something I had in mind. I've been trying to forge something like this for a long time, but it's not easy to forge this. To get like a good, from a bar of steel or a flattened round stock, to get that guard in there, you have to cut the metal away from here and there, and then bend it over, which is like a hit and miss. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But like this, I think it'll be really neat. Very consistent, everything stainless ABL. And I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to do hollow grinds or flat grinds. I really dig hollow grinds. It just takes a little longer for me, and I think naturally it takes longer because you're removing more metal anyway. But the nice thing with a hollow grind is that you can keep the thickness behind the edge consistent for a very long time as you sharpen it more and more and more and more over time. And you still get like a really stiff blade because you keep a lot of that spine thickness in place. I like to start my clip points from here, so it would start from here if I were to sharpen a clip point, and then here, down there. It's nice to have a little extra sharp area right there along with here. And the nice thing with a sharpened clip point like this, it's like, it's great for opening boxes and stuff like that. It's nice for prying into, well, not necessarily prying, but it's a nice cutting ability. It's a nice extra little cutting edge for a lot of tasks. It just makes it sort of impossible to rest your thumb behind this, behind the main edge while you're carving, because sometimes when you're carving something, it's nice to be able to push with your thumb like right there. But I'll see. So those are basically the two models. This one in full steel, and then this is like where we're going with the scalpel design. And I think that's all there is to it, folks. I'm quite excited about this. I don't know yet how much it's gonna cost per unit, what the price will be, but it's gonna remove a lot of like hard work out of the equation. When you're wrapping hundreds of scalpels, there's about 2 meters, almost 2 meters of rope per scalpel. Like, even though it's a small knife, the handle is quite long, and on average it takes about 50 minutes per handle. So it's quite labor intensive, and it's got to be right every time. So it's a bit quicker than that when you're actually doing it, but when you include the other things outside the wrapping itself, like preparing the paracord wrap so that you can do it, preparing the handle underneath with the shrink tube, and all this other little things, it starts to add up. And then over time, and then between each handle, it's nice to take a little bit of a breather break, because for that whole time you're wrapping the handle, you're squeezing really hard and you're trying to make the nuts as tight as possible. So this will be like a really nice addition. I think the sheaths will probably be pretty much the same. I really, really hope I can figure out how to outsource the grinding and get a hollow grind done here by some manufacturer, but like I said in the previous video, there's just so much backlog for the company before they could even start grinding. So, but yeah, there it is, folks. Catch y'all later.